Hello guys, welcome to Top Wisdom. Today's topic is life orientation, grade 12. We are going to be answering the question paper for September 2022. So in this video is meant to help you prepare for your September exam when you are writing LO. So LO is not really a difficult subject. It's actually general knowledge, as they usually call it. It's not something that's difficult that you have to study like 5 hours in order to get it. It's something that's very simple. You can even write it while you didn't study. So some of the questions that will appear are the following questions that I'm going to answer today as you are watching the video. Obviously, if you skip the video, you won't get it. You will miss out a lot of questions and answers, by the way. So I'm going to start with differentiate between the responsibility of national, and provincial government in ensuring safe and healthy living for all citizens. How you will answer the following question is that create or implement laws that promote safe and healthy living for the whole country, whereas the provincial government creates or carries out or implements laws that affect their own provinces only. Another answer is coordinate and monitors national programs dealing with safe and healthy living, whereas the provincial government implements the policies in line with these programs. Provide support to other levels of government on policies concerning health and safety, whereas the provincial government coordinates provincial plans to put these policies into action. Provide funds or controls the provision of the health and safety services in the country, whereas the provincial government provides financial resources to local government to ensure the delivery of the services. So let's not forget that the question says differentiate between the responsibility of national and provincial government in ensuring safe and healthy living for all citizens. Those are the following answers. So then we can say another question explain one way in which you could adapt community sports or games to accommodate people with different disabilities. So you can answer by saying pair people with disability with able people and consistently rotate such teams so that the able may act as support base for the disabled in completing the physical activity. Adjust the physical activity by using equipment that may accommodate disabled people in such a manner that the activity is fair to all. So guys, when you answer the questions of LO, as you have seen how I answer the questions of LO or how they answer the questions of LO, they give 2 points. 2 points. So you must say a statement like the one for example, pair people with disability with able people, consistently rotate such teams. That's a point, which is actually 1 mark. So that able may act as a support base for the disabled in completing the physical activity. So a point for explanation. So mark for an answer, then a mark for explanation. So in order to get a lot of marks, you have to explain your answers. You don't just write an answer then leave it like that. So you have to explain your answers so that the teacher will be convinced to give you 2 marks. Discuss one benefit of visualizing the information that you study. This one always appear about the studying. What it always appear. So you have to know this. It may help you to make sense of what you are studying, store information in the long-term memory, which may make it easier to recall information. Pay full attention and be more focused on what you are studying, making it easier to understand and memorize what you are studying. Capture or retain a large amount of information as the picture formed in your mind may be a summary of overall content. Pair information concepts with meaningful images, strengthen the way you learn and which may increase the possibility to remember information. So there's no need to actually answer the same way as I've answered, but you have to understand you have to understand what I'm saying here. You have to learn from what I'm saying here. You can answer in your own way, as long as it makes sense and it answers the question. So state two factors which may be shaped your belief system. So here we talk about your belief system. Whenever especially in life orientation, they ask about you. Now they ask about you, so you have to answer the question, as the question says here, two factors which may be have shaped your belief system. So possible answers could include early relationship with family or friends, significant experience you may have had in life, so and influential people, influencers, e.g., people you may have regard as role models, the religion you may have followed since the early stages of your life, the type of media you may have been exposed to in your life. So those are parts of the possible answers. So you can explain which have shaped your belief is either your friends or your religion or your role models. So you may explain that. So define the term ideology. Ideologies. Marks should be awarded as for so this one, obviously they will change it because in 20 you are writing a 2023 paper. So they will ask you to explain some words. But if it happens this one appears, then you are really lucky. When it says define term ideology, but I don't think it will be likely that it repeats the same thing that it repeated last year. So ideas that define a particular group of people which may refer to political or social or economical ideas. The principles that are inherited to a group of people which describes what they believe in. So that's ideology. So suggest one way in which your belief system could influence your personal lifestyle choices. Motivate your answer. So as you can see here, it says suggest one way. Suggest one way your belief system could influence your personal lifestyle choice. So remember, as I've told you, that you have to answer the question in order to get the marks. You don't just write an answer that doesn't make any sense. So another thing I need to tell you, that you are not going to be awarded marks for giving examples. So it's better that you answer the question only. Don't waste your time giving examples. So possible responses are: your belief on the type of lifestyle you want to live in the future may affect the goals you set, career choices you make in life. The morals or values you believe in may influence the type of friends you choose, activities you may engage in, the type of clothes you wear, help you to embrace your sexual orientation. The type of lifestyle you may choose to follow may be influenced by false belief you may have developed based on your life experiences. So each and every answer would give you 2 marks, but you have to explain, as it says here, motivate your answer. I've already told you that you have to explain the answer. You don't just write the answer then move on. You have to explain it so that it makes sense. So which we are going to section B now, which is define the temp job contract. So when we look at this is another subject. You can be shocked, this is another subject. It's the same way when I was doing matric. They ask in LO, they asked the question which only people who do physics know. I was like, what's going on now? So it's important that you study the document that they've given you. So as you can see here, the 2022 question paper, it says define the term job contract, which is not likely to repeat itself. I don't think it's going to repeat itself in 2023 question paper. It may refer to written agreement between employer and the worker, and the offers clear guidelines and expectations for the job. So I won't stick to this one. So another thing is that it says number 2, which is state 2 ways in which trade unions could assist workers in addressing non-compliance of working condition. This is also a topic for business studies learners, but you have to know it because it's general knowledge. In fact, this one you learn in grade 9. you learn this one in grade 9 in EMS, I think. Trade unions you learn in grade 9. Grade 9 learns this. Trade unions could conduct regular service with their members on non-compliance, have induction workshops on labor matters, educate members on how to identify poor labor practices, provide methods for workers to report any non-compliance, ensure the workers can report non-compliance without fear of victimization. Something you should actually know. So explain why the basic, which is the triple, it's not actually triple PE, is Basic Condition Employment Act. This one is also a topic that they learn on business studies. So from right now you'll be shocked asking yourself, why are we learning business studies? But LO always include other subjects. It can include history. So for people who don't study history, it's a problem because they don't understand or they don't know history. So as I've said, LO is about general knowledge. It's about knowing the basic things, as this one is also a basic thing. Protects underage children from working in an informal environment. Explain why basic BCEA 1997 Act 75 or of 1997 protects underage children from working in informal work environment. So there's no need to know the BCEA, but you have to understand, have to have the mentality to understand why do underage children are not allowed to work. That's simple. As I've said, general knowledge. The responsibility of the formal job may add stress to a child's life, as they may not be emotionally ready to deal with failures or challenges of the task. So that's why that I'll only say this. I'll only say this one. Another general knowledge question is, how could an employer assist a young worker to minimize the consequences of misreading or not reading a job contract? So it's actually general knowledge. You have to think, how could an employer assist, which is something that's very simple. Ensure that lawyers who are drawing up these contracts simplify the language so that the workers who are not fluent readers may understand what they read. Allow workers to read their contracts at home. Create a favorable atmosphere for workers to read and sign their contracts. Provide electronic copies so that they may not feel threatened or pressurized in any way to read it in their own time. So as you can see here, they've given 2 reasons. You don't just give one reason, obviously you'll get 1 mark. You have to give 2 reasons and you have to explain so that it makes sense. I don't say write the paragraph or something like that, but you have to explain. Assess 2 advantages for an employer who provides workers with a job contract. 2 advantages: it minimizes incidents of non-compliance by workers an employer may have to deal with on a daily basis. You see? And this may send a clear message to workers of the legal rights an employer may have in the event of breach of contract and labor disputes. So those are 2 advantages. So you actually get 2 marks for each well explained response. So in the end, these questions are not likely to appear on 2023 September LO. But in the end, you have to know how to answer the questions. As I've made an example, all of this is an example. So guys, after this video, you now know how to answer the questions in LO. You have to explain. As I've made all of this is an example as I've answered the questions. So you have to explain. Then you go to bullet number 2 and explain. Help the employer to establish the necessary structure order in the workplace, thereby reducing possible risk penalties the employer may have to manage or face. So if you prefer to write this way, which is in question 3, indicate how the adolescent could deal effectively with an identity crisis as part of the life cycle. So sometimes, especially in question 3, you have to answer in bullet form. Obviously, all the questions you have to answer in bullet form, but where you must not explain is actually in question 3 most of the time. especially when they don't tell you to explain. When they say indicate, how I indicate, when they say indicate, I will just say that. So the example here is an example. Get clarity within yourself about what you do or do not like. Focus on the things that gives meaning to your life. So here is very straightforward. You don't need to explain. It's question 3. It just says indicate how how an adolescent could deal effectively with an identity crisis as part of life cycle. Then when you are going to question 4, you have to answer the questions in full sentences in order to get a lot of marks. You have to answer the questions in full sentences. An example: state 4 ways in which a value-based approach could guide an entrepreneur to run a successful e-business. Answers: show. It may guide entrepreneurs to show their some respect for self and others they may engage with, or customers with dignity. That's 1 mark. Practice persistence, or you can say fairness in the digital business world. Be courageous, brave, or bold in pursuing business opportunities online. So when you come up across a question that requires to answer, let's say for example, analyze how entrepreneurs could use culture to stay competitive on current e-business platforms, and the question, the marks for the answer is actually 8 marks. You must give a statement, which is 1 mark for that. Elaborate on the statement, which is 1 mark for that. Qualify it, which is 1 mark for that. And give an outcome. Give a statement, elaborate the statement, qualify it, and give an outcome. Here's an example for the answer. Analyze entrepreneurs could use culture to stay competitive on current e-business platforms. That's the question. So the answer is transform everyday cultural products into a modern cultural designs. That's statement. That could be marketed on a different social media platform. That's a mark. For elaborating, which may also attract international customers who may otherwise not have considered purchasing cultural products from South Africa. That's a mark for qualifying it. Then there's an outcome, thereby broadening their client base on a greater extent. That's a mark. And this may establish a global client base that may be financially more viable for their business. That's a mark. So that's a mark for an outcome. So guys, that's it. That's how you answer the questions for life orientation when you are writing a September exam or a November exam. That's how you answer the question and get higher marks. Obviously, everything that I've read for you is actually like an example. Everything that I've answered for you is an example, because it won't likely to appear anyway. They won't repeat the same questions. It's not like you are writing history or economics, but you must know how to answer the questions in order to get the higher marks. So guys, this is it. This is all you need to know in this video. Make sure you analyze and study how I answer the questions, so that it may be helpful for you. Because if you just cram the answers here, it won't be helpful. You must know how you answer the questions here. This is general knowledge. So guys, make sure you subscribe and like the video, and check out other videos which I teach economics, history, and other subjects. So subscribe guys, like the video, share the video. Peace.